Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to the Rate the Record podcast, episode 19. Another special edition episode because this is our second ever listener-requested episode.
Yeah,
we don't get many of these right now, but I can only imagine that mountain's going to get bigger and better and bigger. And look, I'm sorry, I'm completely out of my mind today.
Bigger and peakier.
And beefier. Anyways, I'm completely out of my mind, but I'm Kris, joined by...
Savannah.
Yay! We are back, we are here, and we're doing these reviews as per usual. And if you like this podcast, if you've been here before, then by all means hit that like and subscribe button here on YouTube. Leave some comments, let us know that you're here watching the video and you're here to join the community that we're trying to build, and just trying to really gain some structure in.
Brick by brick, we're getting there.
Absolutely. And listeners, you too out there, if you're not on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, rate, follow, whatever you can do in those platforms. We want you to be a part of it too, as always. Mm-hmm. And so if you've been on this podcast before, listened to any other episodes, welcome back. We're glad to have you back. I didn't say that last week. I'm screwing up my own introductions now, but we are glad to have you back. Thank you for rejoining us again for this brand new album to talk about. And for those of you who haven't been here before, well, first off, welcome. We hope you enjoy your stay, have some fun here, be a part of the discussion, the community, etc., etc. And if you don't know what we do, each week Savannah and I will take an album completely at random, special anniversary, or again, listener request, just like today's is. Yep. We take one, we discuss it at length, we rank the songs, and then we rate the record.
I had no idea. We actually rate a record. I'm so
You
excited.
Resurrected the joke, didn't you?
I did. New year, old me.
Yeah, I guess so, but you couldn't even wait till like the 20th episode, so that way it's like a little more of a milestone.
My number's 19, so no, I just went right for it.
Right through the heart.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, today, brand new episode, listener requests, a Mr. Nick O. I just want to say that, make sure I'm saying that correctly. That's what he wants to be referred to as. So hello, thank you very much for sending in your request.
Thank you.
I guess just a little heads up. He did send this like a few months ago, but we were in the middle of like really arranging our schedule. So like it kept getting pushed back, but I'm happy to say it's finally here now.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what was that crack in my voice? Yeah.
I might get a few cracks in my voice talking about this album, but I mean, I don't want to be mean. And actually, on that note, too, we usually do like to read a little bit of a disclaimer at the beginning of each one of our podcasts, just to make sure we're all in the same ball. And just like, even if we have disagreements about certain songs, albums, or anything, we're cool with just agreeing to disagree type thing. And the disclaimer is as follows. The following thoughts and opinions we're going to discuss regarding this album is strictly of our own personal interests. We are not professional music reviewers. We are simply two friends having fun, discussing, and listening to music. We encourage respectful discussion and friendly banter of each episode, but we do not condone and will not tolerate bullying or belligerence based on the opinions of ourselves or others. This podcast is a casual and for fun project, and you are welcome to take what we say regarding the albums we rate with a grain of salt. Wink. I still struggle with that for some reason.
Double blame.
So, I do want to make an additional disclaimer on top of that because this is a request episode. To any fans of country music out there specifically, or even more specifically, you, Nick, if you're listening to this episode, which I assume you would be, I'm not speaking on behalf of Savannah. I'm speaking just on behalf of myself. Country is not my preferred genre. I mean, I do like older forms of country, like 80s, 70s. I like folk music. I like bluegrass, that kind of thing. That's my kind of country music. More modern stuff, not so much. But I want you to know that I did go into this album with completely open mind, and I was trying to be as nice and unbiased as possible. It gets a little troublesome at times because, again, not my cup of tea, but I just want you to know, regardless of how I feel about this album, I do want to thank you for your request. Truly appreciate it, and just no hard feelings.
Okay, I have a little statement to make myself. I don't mind country music. This was cool. The end.
Simple sentence. Mine was like a whole heart-wrenching paragraph. Please don't hate me.
When I discovered music on my own, it was country music. I was listening to The Woman in Me by Shania Twain over and over and over. I would come home and sit in front of CMT and just wait for the videos to come on. My very first concert was a country festival. It's in my blood.
I couldn't even tell you what the first concert I remember is System of a Down, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are doing a country album today. We are doing Brooks and Dunn with their album Steers and Stripes from 2001. I'm not very familiar with country music, so Savannah, tell me a little bit about Brooks and Dunn and Steers and Stripes.
I shall enlighten you all. Brooks and Dunn is an American country music duo made up of Kix Brooks and Ronnie Dunn. Brooks and Dunn were both solo vocalists and songwriters before coming together in 1990 on the suggestion of then Arista Nashville head Tim Dubois. Brooks and Dunn have released 12 albums to date, spawning hits like Boot, Scoot, and Boogie, My Maria, and Ain't Nothin' 'Bout You, which is actually featured on Steers and Stripes, the album we're going to be covering today. Those 3 songs alone garnered them multiple awards and recognition, Grammys, ACMs, stuff like that. Steers and Stripes is Brooks and Dunn's 7th album, released in 2001. The album had 5 singles: the aforementioned Ain't Nothin' 'Bout You, Only in America, The Long Goodbye, My Heart Is Lost to You, and Every River. The album received favorable reviews and hit number 4 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the U.S. Top Country Albums chart. Singles Ain't Nothin' 'Bout You, Only in America, and The Long Goodbye all hit number 1 on the U.S. country chart. Damn.
Well, look at those accolades. And see, this is kind of going along with the disclaimer I said earlier. People clearly love this stuff.
Yeah.
Enough so that it's requested for our show. So no matter what I happen to say that might not be too good about it, don't worry about me. I'm just some simpleton. Enjoy your music. Please.
Hell yeah. Listen to whatever you want.
Exactly. You're allowed to. We are not the rules here. Just we tell you what we think, but our opinion's worth the grain of salt that we mentioned in the beginning.
My parents don't even listen to me, so why should you?
They definitely don't listen to the podcast.
Hey!
All right, so last week's episode was monstrously long, so this one probably shouldn't be that long. So let's just dive into the album now, especially because I don't know any backstory of this album, so I can't just go on banters forever and ever and ever.
Oh.
So song number 1, Only in America.
Kris, you go first.
I suppose so, huh? Only fitting. The true country music fan really has to go first. This song really does, like, it punches in really quickly with, like, this kind of overdriven guitar, and I really like the tone of it, and that's kind of like an overarching theme of, like, production, at least in this album, where I'll just get this out of the way, I guess. Like, not only is the guitar tone nice and it's kind of like easy on the ears, but like production generally in country albums is really clean and polished, like super smooth. So I mean, like, I'll give the album that much, that yes, the production is fantastic. That's because it's like I don't know how quickly they pump out these albums, but the idea is like they clearly have a very strong production team behind them.
Yeah.
But it's just funny with this being the opening song on the album. The only real song that comes off as like super patriotic, you know, stereotypical country song about patriotism. You'd forget that this was a country album if the first song was about some sort of patriotism.
And with the cover of the album, I thought there were going to be a lot more songs about the same thing.
Well, oh, you know what? I was thinking to myself, like, is this a post 9/11 album? But it's not, because this I think came out April or something, 2001, something along the lines of that.
That I don't remember the month, but yeah.
I glanced at it because I remember when this first came up, I was thinking to myself, like, if this is going to be a post 9/11 album, the patriotism is going to, like, this album will bleed red, white, and blue. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, it wasn't. So, and you can clearly tell by the lyrical content.
Yeah. My head was definitely bobbing from the start. Like you said, a very strong sort of lead in. It was nice. I like the guitar squealing during the bridge. Like this is going to come up in farther songs, but I find that there's sort of little taps and little accents of the guitar to kind of keep, or the electric guitar to kind of keep it underneath the verses and the chorus. And I like that a lot because it adds sort of an interest rather than just strumming, you know, chords the whole time. So that's cool. And I actually enjoy country music as long as they have guitar solos. So that's
like every song on this album, essentially.
It was great. It was great. It also made me want to buy a Chevy truck.
That's every song on this album, essentially. You could say there's many notes like that you could say for the entire album.
Well, the feeling was just, it was really strong. You know, I wanted to stand on the roof and just, that's it.
Do you want to raise your flag and have an eagle on your shoulder and everything like that?
Yes. Yes. Well, somebody's trying to climb up the hood of my Chevy and I'm kicking them off. And then I just yell, Eagle, Eagle, and that's it.
Freedom! like a certain American keywords.
Yes.
And actually, on the note of being very American, I said my next one is like, maybe it's because I'm not American, but this song is so campy it hurts. Yeah. It's very catchy, obviously, but I mean, like, this is so fucking campy and just, I don't know. The stereotype is way too strong for this to be real, but it is real.
It's like a country heartland sort of, like, it's like John Mellencamp kind of topics and stuff.
Well, even going on some of the lyrics, I mean, I no lyrical breakdowns here, obviously, but I mean, it's simple enough if you listen to it. But I mean, like, I just like how it's like, you know, you're only in America can you like have big dreams and everything like that and dance. I'm just like, what? Because I'm Canadian, I don't get to dance and dream. Like, what am I supposed to do here in the cold country?
But at the beginning of the song, he's describing people that aren't really in a good way. So I'm thinking, like, what is the message? Is it that everyone can have dreams to be in a bad way? I'm like, you're giving me mixed messages here, sir.
It's kind of like the song Imagine, where it's like it gives off the idea of hope, but if you actually pay attention to the lyrics, it's very hopeless.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's like one of those hidden meaning type things.
Yeah, so it's a seemingly optimistic song, but you listen to it and you're like, hey, what is this?
That's taking a page out of Bruce Springsteen's book right there. Speaking of American whatever.
Yeah. But that's all I got for that one.
Yeah, same.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't have as many notes this time. We're good. It's fine. No stories.
Yeah, y'all made out like bandits with this one.
Song number 2, The Last Thing I Do. Now you go first.
I feel like this could be a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song.
It probably could.
Okay, so not a lot of, well, I don't know how many listeners will know the band Brother Kane, but if you listen to their first album, their self-titled album, this totally gives me that vibe with the organ and the bluesy feeling. And there's just something about it that it touches me right in my heart. I don't care if it's like country blues, whatever, just bluesy with the organ and the, you know, slides up and down the keys. I'm into it. I was into that. So, but I don't know. It was what it was, I guess. Didn't feel like it gave me like, I don't know.
The strong country feelings.
Yeah, like I don't know how to describe it other than it's like you're trying to walk through a door, but when you get to that door, it's just like you can't get through it. So it's like I wanted like a punch, but you got
it's like
close.
Wile E. Coyote running into the painted wall that looks like a tunnel.
Yeah, like I got close, but that's just my personal opinion. So. Yeah. I always have high expectations if you've listened before.
Oh, yeah, super prissy. Now, I could have said this in the last song, but whatever, I said it in this one because whatever. I don't mind that country twang in like singers' voices when it comes to country music. I'm fine with that. It's a staple sound. It defines the genre more or less. So I give that credit, and that's fine. That's fine by me. It's funny, though, because especially wearing headphones, you really start to notice, like, the layers of sound. As I mentioned before, like, the production's very, like, clean, but there's a lot going on, too. Some more subtle layers than others, some more brief than others, but, like, they all do really well into building the energy of this track, because, like, Only in America seemed like the opening theme song to a show, but The Last Thing I Do is, like, the first real party track there is, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's at least that going for it. That's a lot of fun. I definitely wanted to point this out. So the lyrics in the chorus, which is, quote, "If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to dodge every roadblock, speed trap, and country cop to get my hands on you." That's just equally as creepy as Enrique Iglesias saying, "You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my love." I just wanted to point that out.
Or the places I'll be watching you. They're just all generally uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, and look at that. Consecutive episodes with the cat coming back.
Yeah. Soon everyone will be like, shut up about the damn cat.
Eventually. It's probably already happening.
We don't give a shit. Stop
I tend to ramble and be repetitive, so woe is me. But yeah, the song never really lets up on the energy that it was building up that I mentioned earlier. So, I mean, that's good considering, like, they likely want people to dance to this song. So yeah, just keep it flowing right to the very last second, which they more or less did. So hey, you got that going for you, kid.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yep. Yeah, that yeah, I figure you can assume that when I am finished, that's really it.
I always give you that moment of silence just in case you want to peek in one of those yups.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. The slogan yup.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a shirt just yup.
Or a mug.
That,
and you
but it's gonna have
from it.
It's gonna have just like this huge mouth and just say yup coming out of it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Merch ideas.
Buy our merch. It doesn't exist yet, but just pre-order it now. We'll tell you sometime down the road when it happens. All right, so song number 3, The Long Goodbye. Thankfully, it wasn't too long, though. My very first note on this song, though, I gotta point this out. Is this song a farm? Because boy, oh boy, it's full of country corn. I was proud of
you know the song's a cover.
This song's a cover?
This song's a cover, yeah.
Well, it's still got a lot of country corn in it. By the way, if people miss the joke, it means it's corny. Funny. Explain the joke anyway.
It's even funnier when you explain the joke.
In a very downbeat voice, like, listen. I mean, this is, like, really generic and campy to a T. Cover or not, I don't know. Because, again, I don't listen to country music, so I don't know what it would even be from.
Singer-songwriter from England.
There's a lot of those.
Not country. Well, Ronan Keating. I just don't know
who that is.
That's why I figured I'd give you who he was.
Ronan Keating. My sister has a dog named Ronan. That's all I know for the name Ronan.
It was not the dog.
Unfortunate, because that would have been better. It's funny with this, like, these ballads on an album like this. I definitely had to point this out, considering what comes up later in the album. I might be able to sympathize with lyrics about, like, failing romance and stuff like that, but knowing there's a song later in the track list about literally, like, cheating on your partner and lying about it really just kind of cheapens these tracks. It's like, you don't love anyone. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Well, I kind of thought of that, actually, when... I don't know if it was Deny, 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 or if it was one farther off, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you're just, is this the part of the movie where you're done with your partner and you're just leaving? Because like 2 songs ago, you're like, I will do anything. I love you. You're the best. Like,
the only woman in my world.
All right. But for this one, I found the chorus melody is great in some parts, but I did find a hard time finding it memorable.
Oh yeah.
I like okay. So picture this. I did like the strings, but it feels like the last song on a television fundraising concert where everyone comes out and sings with them.
Oh, like one of those We Are the World situations?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Where they're playing, but you can tell that there's like other members of other bands playing with them. And then the singers come out and they're all arms on each other's shoulders and everything. And I didn't hate the song, although I'm not really a fan of ballads or sort of slow songs at all.
Yeah.
But to me, it kind of sounded like it was released in like the early 90s. Just some of the tones that I hear are very reminiscent of some of the, I guess, light rock that came out in like, between 90 and 92.
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't want to use this as an example, but the first thing I thought of was kind of the music that accompanies Amy Grant. That's what I thought of.
Not certain if I'm aware of her.
Look it up later. But yeah, so when I found out that it was written in like 2001, I was like 10 years too late on the sound, I think. Yeah,
and I do have notes that kind of mimic that about other songs, and we'll get to those when we do, because some of them I rated, I won't give anything away, obviously, but there's one song I rated fairly nicely because it kind of gave me like late 80s country vibes. I'm like, okay, that's when country was still kind of cool to me. I guess not cool, but like it was tolerable, palatable, like it was good.
Yeah.
But we'll get there when we get there. The only other note I have about the song is towards the end there was like these background harmonies that sounded really nice, and the guitar solo was fitting despite the fact it was a ballad. So yeah, again, points for that too, I guess.
Yeah, it's the Slash November Rain kind of thing. You get the solo, slow song, amps it up a little.
Yeah, because it gets all tragic and sad towards the end, where it's just like built into this big dramatic guitar solo. Like, Guns N' Roses, maybe one day.
One day.
requested or something. I don't know. But anyways, we can move on to song number 4, Go West.
So first thing I thought, and first note I made was, oh, I bet this is Kick singing, because I could definitely discern the difference between them, their voices, mostly because I've seen music videos, so I, piece it together. I like his voice. I like that it is a higher register. I find that certain songs in the album definitely fit that a hell of a lot better. So it was nice to hear, a different voice come in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this one isn't really my favorite, despite the change in lead vocal. And I wish there was more in the chorus, like not more words, just more, It's just, it was go west, go west, go west. Come with me, let's go west. Come with me, let's go west. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you want me to go west.
What happens when you go so far west that you hit the fucking ocean? Do you just keep going? Like, seriously?
Yes, until you come back to where you were, and he'll be standing there waiting for you.
You end up in like Japan or China. You cross right over the ocean, go all the way over.
But then go all the way back to North America, back across the U.S., and then, you meet him, he's got flowers, you get married and live happily ever after. And
I don't have that kind of time.
I don't have that kind of money.
Listen, I'm a busy woman, okay? I can't afford to chase a guy all around the world.
This isn't a Lifetime movie.
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about the song. This is where things start to blend for me now, like meaning sound wise, like nothing's standing out, nothing feels different. The production and structure, like even the tempo feels the same almost. Like nothing's really grabbing me. Like even a very slightly varied song structure. Sorry, I had a Beavis and Butthead moment there. A very slightly varied song structure would actually help a lot, but we're not there yet. That does happen in the album, and we'll get there very soon. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's just like this felt kind of dragging to me, and I mean, like. It's funny because one of the things that stood out about the song is barely noteworthy, because during the guitar solo in certain portions of not just the chorus, maybe other parts too, maybe I didn't notice it, but you can hear the faintest choppy rhythm guitar somewhere in the background of everything of the mix. It's cool, it's just too bad that it barely exists in the mix, so it's hard to talk about when I just kind of hear it. I'm just like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's gone and it was really quiet. That's too bad.
It's like one of those things that you hear it, like if you isolate it, you're like, this is sweet. Then you just pile all these soundproofing blankets on it, and you're like, it's still there. It's still fine. It's good. But you're like, I wanted it.
I can find the appropriate software to just completely isolate that noise and be like, here, turn it up, more of it, loop it. I don't know, something, anything.
20 years later, tell them to reissue it better.
I will remaster the album. Remix, remaster, you got it.
Yep.
I know nothing about country, but damn will I try. And chances are they probably recorded on analog too. I don't know how to do it. I'm a digital producer. I don't know analog. Yeah. I like analog. Hell if I know. I'm never going to be able to touch tape in my life.
Weird.
Okay, we'll move on because, again, just not a whole lot to say about some of these songs.
Yeah. Some of them a little more than others, but,
Yeah, there's some notes I got come out like a little lengthier, I guess, on certain songs. But number 5, My Heart Is Lost to You. The opening riff was actually pretty cool. I do like the sound of it. Finally, something that stands out a little more, mainly because it's a classical guitar. So, I mean, or like Spanish guitar, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it definitely has a much better tone. It sounds nicer. The riff's a little lower, kind of in a minor tone. So just there was so much already different about this particular track that I'm like, okay, I'm listening. Let's continue.
Mm-hmm. So first thing I thought of, this sort of touched upon a memory and cherished time of mine. My grandma, she always listened to the Mavericks with me. Okay. And they're sort of like a mix of Tex-Mex, Latin, and country, and that's what she always liked. So this reminds me of those times when I was a kid at her house and she would be listening to them all the time. I'm like, oh, I love this. This is nice. So I have to say, a couple extra points for, kicking me where it hurts. She's still alive, by the way. But this song was really easy for me to put on and just passively enjoy it for what it was. Like, I just put it on, and that was it. I actually had to go back twice because I kind of got lost in it the second time, and I was like, okay, I actually have to listen to this now. Just pay attention. But by the end, I wanted to take an all-inclusive resort vacation.
Yeah, it definitely got those tropical vibes to it.
Yeah, I'm disappointed I had never heard the song before now. And it's the only way that I will learn Spanish, I think.
Just in this song alone.
That's it. Just the one line.
Just
that
watch Dora or something like that.
I'm not having anyone come home and you watch Dora the Explorer in the living room.
Watch it on your own time. Put it on your phone. Just be like, yeah.
You know what? No.
Hey, can't say I didn't offer help there, okay? I offered some advice. But yeah, like as I've mentioned before, like there's like more of a minor progression in this song, so like it already has that different feeling from the other songs. It really stood out. The chord progressions and melodies felt different enough, and it's nice to finally feel this intrigue. Like we're not even that far into the album; it's 14 songs altogether, but like thankfully it didn't take too long to get to this point where I would have like been frustrated or something like that.
Yeah.
And also, the song's under 3 minutes. I can handle it. So I mean, kudos. Look at that. A song that really got me at least saying good job.
I think one of the things I was thinking, I guess not a criticism, just a personal preference. I'm not sure if I liked the guitar solo in a song where there's accordion. My brain is like cross genres, maybe. I don't know. That kind of threw me off a little bit because I was anticipating maybe like a solo with the Spanish guitar, maybe
you would think,
something like that. But then they brought in the electric, as they will and have done. I had to accept it, but I would have preferred something along the same vein of the rest of the song.
Yeah, you want to like keep in theme and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh well, I suppose. I mean,
it was a single too, so.
I mean, rightfully so. I could see why it would be again, like because how do you pick a single out from an album? I mean, granted, this had like 5 singles.
Yeah.
How do you pick a single out from this album that doesn't sound like literally everything else on the album? So
that's true.
This one can stand out to me, but like only in America, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm so enthusiastic about this album. I'm generally being nicer too than I thought I was gonna be. I mean, there are some moments coming up where maybe I'm not so nice, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. As I said, I tried to stay as positive and unbiased as I could while reviewing, but it got a little difficult.
Yeah.
Speaking of becoming a little difficult to do that, song number 6, "Good Girls Go to Heaven." My very first note is immediately one of my musical pet peeves kind of came out in this song, and the thing is, it's a pet peeve that's not even common, but it's frustrating when it happens. So bands who rhyme golden rule with school. I don't know why, but I fucking hate that rhyme pattern right there. Like, you go to school, you learn the golden rule, blah, 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 or whatever. It's not just country music. It's not just this band. It's literally any band of any genre. I don't know why I hate it so much, but it like digs into my skin and just, it hurts.
I can just relate to the call and answer that I fucking hate all the time, where they'll say something in a line and then the backup singer is going to repeat that. Then they say it, then they repeat it. They say it, repeat. I'm like, I hate all of it. I hate it. And then as soon as you hear it, you're like, I've checked out for the whole song. I'm so done.
But it feels like such an unoriginal rhyme, too. It's just like, you don't know how to rhyme the word school, so you say golden rule. It's just like, I know what the golden rule is, the whole aspect of that, although we don't really learn that in school anymore. But I mean, I don't know. I hate it. I don't know why. The song didn't lose points because of it. I'll just say that. I mean, this is like a freebie little rant. I just want to say, please, if you're a songwriter, there's the sources, encyclopedias. There are rhyme dictionaries online you can look for. Just school probably has like 100 other rhymes, so go look for it. It's cool. See, look at that.
What if they rhyme school with school? Would that be more acceptable?
Depending on what you do with a double rhyme, then I might be okay with it, but it has to make sense. But school probably doesn't make sense, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 2 and 2 is fine, for example. Like that's fine by me.
All right.
But anyways, yes. So this song, obviously, just like looking for that, like that bad country girl, want one of them, because good girls, whoever cares about them. the lyrics of the second verse kind of I stuck with a little bit because of the theme of the song. Some girls are into heavy metal, dancing with the devil everywhere they go. And so I say, give me those heavy metal girls any day of the week over these country girls who apparently really like Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
I just wanted to write that in as a joke. Again, didn't affect the score, but my God. Yeah, that just on the fiddle there.
Yep.
I don't want a girl who listens to Cotton Eye Joe. Stop.
No.
You can tell I don't have much to say about the song. The fact that that's like those are my two leading notes of the song.
So just speaking of the lyrics, so yeah, like good girls go to heaven, but bad girls go everywhere. What the hell does that mean? Are bad girls, floozies and stuff? Should I be offended by this?
But also, everywhere would also include heaven, so bad girls also go to heaven. They didn't specify any sort of loophole.
There are a lot of holes to be patched in these lyrics here. A lot of explanation to be given.
Well, if you really want me to explain something here about the lyrics that need explanation, well, first off, I'm going to read this point and I'm going to go into not a big rant, but just another rant about the album in general. Mm-hmm. The audacity of this song to try to rhyme metal with fiddle. I'm fucking done. And not only that, like, listen, originally when I was writing my notes, I was going to do a bonus round list of all the terrible rhymes in this album because it is full of awful rhyming. Like, whoever wrote these are just fucking awful writers. They're super lazy. But I mean, I didn't ended up doing it because it was taking up too much of my time and I didn't want to spend more time with this album than I did.
So just talking about the writers. So in the intro, I mentioned that Kris, Brooks, and Ronnie Dunn, they were both singer-songwriters, right? Songwriters before they joined up, made Brooks and Dunn. So I looked at the songwriters for the songs. I am almost, I can't remember the proper number, but between 5 and 7 songs, one or both of them were involved in. That's it. The rest of them, somebody else.
I was going to say, too, like, what is the chemistry of these two men?
They were, I guess, suggested to be put together.
Yeah,
They've been
it's
together
like,
for 20 years.
It's like being in a class and then, being
years.
paired off by the teacher.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't even know this kid, but now you got to, like, do a whole assignment with them. It's just like, oh, hi, you strange kid who eats glue.
I mean, like, they do have some pretty good songs on this album and on others, but, like, finding out that they wrote half or less, or were, like, all credited for half or less of the lyrics on an album when they're like songwriters, it's like, that's not what I would expect. But also, I don't listen to country music too often to know if that's normal.
Yeah. I don't know either. If that is indeed the case, then whoever wrote these lyrics, like literally any of the bad rhyme schemes, how fucking dare you? It was just more typical country party composition in this music. Fun. People like it. Again, that's cool. Awesome. They will find it fun. So why stop now? And again, another song under 3 minutes. So, I mean, I won't accept anything more than that at this point.
I like the blues rock vibe. I will always be a fan of that. I like that a lot.
It's kind of interesting how that can cross over so well into country music. Like sometimes it's almost seamless.
Yeah, like I mentioned about the Brother Kane album, like that's definitely like a rock album, but the similarities are just pleasing enough that I have no problem listening to all of it.
Yeah.
I like this song. I just don't think I'd sing along. It'd be one of those, I'm going to sit this one out.
I can count on literally no hands how many songs I'd sing along to on this album.
I can think at least one. My number one, for sure. So.
I'm so sorry for ripping on the album like I am, but as I said, like, no hard feelings. It's my own personal opinion, that's all.
And I guess with the sorry to interrupt, but no lyrical analysis, like you said, it's kind of somewhat difficult because you really got to focus on something, right? So just sort of a preface to the next song, because yeah. I comment on it.
And that's the thing with the lyrics too. Like an album like this, they're very simple. So I mean, like you can listen the first time and immediately understand what they're saying. Like there's no hidden meanings, there's no entendres, no nothing. I mean, technically there are entendres, a lot of sexual shit going on. But I mean, other than that, like you know the story immediately.
Yeah.
But still, not doing a lyrical breakdown. I just wanted to point out some of the creepy lyrics prior, and I think there's might be another couple coming up. I can't remember, but still. Okay, so song number 7, When She's Gone, She's Gone.
Okay, so now, no lyrical breakdown, but there is a part in the beginning where I guess, he's talking to someone and they're talking about the price of oysters. Well, I too lament the price of oysters.
Oh, yeah.
It does sound like a pretty personal and oddly specific lyrical content. So there is a song off of Soul Asylum's Let Your Dim Light Shine.
Oh, yes, that great country album.
Hold on. Called String of Pearls. I cannot listen to that song because it is just a fucking, like, description of what this person's doing. Like the song be like, she steps with her left and her right foot and does this and does that and sits down. I'm like, I can picture it. You don't have to fucking tell me. So I hated the song from that. I'm sorry.
I think I kind of referenced that idea back when we did Dream Theater, and I talked about how like Joni Mitchell was the same way with her writing. Like every single step is recorded, and this is what happened in every step.
Yeah. And as soon as I heard the song, I was like, this just reminds me of that Soul Asylum song that I can't do it. It's my God. Like if you want to put a specific image in my head, you don't like literally. Like, this is why I'm, reading a book rather than watching a movie. I'm listening to music. Let me live in my own head, please. Yeah. So it was hard for me.
Lyrics that are a little too direct can just be like a little off-putting, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think it should have been over 4 minutes.
Oh, hell no. No song on this album needed to be over 4 minutes.
Yeah. This just seems like someone wrote it in anger and was like, I demand this be on there. And then they did it. But
I want a credit.
A plus, I heard an egg shaker, so I can be a famous musician too.
I'll shout out to the egg shaker, but still. Oh yeah, I've used egg shaker in my own music before. I know what's up.
Perfect.
So my first note is this song a farm? Because you know what? Never mind. I already made that joke. Aside from like the slide guitar. This one seems like a little bit of a cheesier ballad than the previous one.
Yeah.
I like the slide guitar in the song. That was nice, I guess. But again, am I supposed to feel emotional about these lyrics considering that Deny, Deny, Deny is coming up, which we'll talk about that soon in a song about cheating?
Yeah.
I mean, like, guy, listen, you love gifting dick to women. Like, if that's your thing, then drop the whole romantic act and just fucking sing about dicking people. That's it. That's, like, seriously. This is stupid. I hate this contradiction.
These are the first couple dates leading up to,
to cheating on her.
Getting downtime and then seeing what her sister looks like.
Oh, country people probably fuck on the first date. Come on now. All their songs are super horny. I think they do.
I am staying mum. Completely.
Every song is about fucking in a pickup truck in a cornfield or something like that. I mean, like, come on.
Okay, well, I mean, now, yeah. But, and maybe then, too. Yeah.
Lovely to love your lovin'. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I have an amazing gripe with the song, too. It's very specific. Like, you had to catch this one quickly. At the 3-minute and 20-second mark, there's a weird panning on the vocals when he says she's gone. It's soft, but quick, like left, right, left, right, left, right type of panning.
Oh.
What was that and why? Was it supposed to be symbolic of water or something? I don't know. It doesn't seem like the right song or moment to be suddenly, like, taking these production chances. So, like, it bothered me. I was like, the entire song didn't do anything like that, but suddenly it's just like, she's gone. Like, I'm just like, why?
I didn't even notice. Maybe it was like...
It's really soft, like really soft.
Maybe it was just like artificial vibrato?
If it was, though, then why would you have to pant? You could just do vibrato in your voice like this.
What if you can't? What if you can't? And then...
Well, then you can add that.
Come on, man.
But you can add that in post. You don't, like... it's kind of like an up and down sound, not like left, right through your headphones. I mean, I don't know.
I never said I
it.
was a professional.
I hated it. It's just a weird, dumb thing to add to the song.
Weird. Yeah, I didn't even hear it. I'm gonna have to check that out again.
What a great song.
Maybe.
So far, I'm like really not digging the ballads at all.
Yeah, that I like the more upbeat ones, but yeah, some more than others for sure.
Although, not necessarily any spoilers, but if you want to hear something really surprising, out of all the ballads on this album that I'm clearly shitting on, nothing went through her eyes, though.
Good.
Nothing's quite there yet.
Good. That's always going to be the pinnacle of just...
Well, that's why I even said, like, episodes ago, like, I want that to be the thing. If I say something goes through her eyes, that means it's a really bad fucking song.
Yeah.
All right. Song number 8, we're past the halfway point. Ain't Nothing 'Bout You.
I have not heard this song in 20 years, and holy crap, it unlocked a memory. I have totally heard this song before.
I have not heard this song in 32 years, and I could have went 32 more without hearing it.
Yeah. This shit is catchy. I'd go back to this album, if only just for this song. I like the lead up to the chorus with the quarter note drum hits, where it's just like it's sort of quarter notes, half notes. I don't know. Not a musician. I just
full, half, quarter, eighth, 16, 32.
And anyways, the drums, like the percussion picks up leading up into the chorus, kind of like it pushes you into the chorus, which is kind of cool. I laughed the first time I heard the background woo-hoo-hoo, but it adds a playfulness to all the sass that is the song.
I guess so, but when you did that, it immediately reminded me of Bare Naked Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's all been done.
As soon as I did it, I was like, yeah, there it is. But yeah, no, that was it. There wasn't anything that I didn't like, because it was just one of those earworms that I was like, you know what? You can live here. You can live here.
At least it can live somewhere.
Yes.
Sorry again. I'm going to stop apologizing. I've already made my disclaimer at the beginning. Obviously, not my cup of tea. I really don't have much to say about this song. I just said we're back to that really kind of bland feeling, or the blending feeling at the very least. It's hard to point out things that make the song sound interesting, even when everything starts to it also starts to sound the same too. So like, what am I supposed to point out that's interesting?
Yeah.
Again, though, I dig the slide guitar, and I've always liked that country staple of a sound, just like the twang in the voice. And that's all I have to say about this song. Yeah. I tried. Like, I've listened to the album 3 times now, and I still couldn't come up with anything else to say about it.
That's okay. I liked it, and that's all that matters.
Facts. I mean, I won't argue that. I won't argue that so much. We'll move on to the next song. Mm-hmm. Number 9, Unloved.
I was going to make a stupid segue about, I bet that song feels unloved. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I cut you off just in time before the dad joke comes out.
Yeah, well, you got me once.
Shame on me, or shame on you, or I can't remember the whole rule behind that. But yes, Unloved, song number 9.
Yep.
So my first note, is this song you know what, fuck it, that bit's already getting old.
Old and dead. It's old and dead, buried on the farm.
I will be honest, that's the last time that bit comes up. I purposely wrote these like that, though, just to show how much I'm thinking about that particular idea of the song.
Yeah.
I do like certain chord progressions through the verse, and the use of like different kinds of percussion and everything like that. It kind of makes the flow of the verse seem like a lot more smooth and palatable. Mm-hmm. So that's nice to be able to carry it along like that. I did enjoy that. The chorus is fine too. I mean, I suppose. I like the chord drop, like kind of halfway through the chorus. Like it kind of just like you're riding on these high chords and then goes to like a lower one. Hard to explain, but I thought that was really cool. It's those little moments of intrigue that keep me interested even a little bit. So at the very least, that song had things like this going for it.
Cool. I like the things you said because they sort of reflect what I have. I appreciate the guitar accents during the verses. It doesn't take away anything, and the delay definitely gives me early 90s vibes.
Oh yeah.
I'm into it. And just the notes the guitar is hitting through the chorus are so pleasing to hear. So I think it might be just the way that it's going. I don't know, but just listening to it, I'm like, I'm into it. This is cool. Although I enjoyed the guitar, as I should, mm-hmm. It felt a little long without adding more to the narrative. It was just sort of sort of repeating, I guess. It sounds like an intentionally slow wedding song where it's sort of drawn out a little bit for that purpose.
As long as you're in my arms, you'll never be unloved, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the melody anymore.
It kind of feels like that, it's a little bit longer as to give more time to dance with your partner for the first dance at your wedding. And that's the image I got, so.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say as a rebuttal. No, I don't really have a rebuttal, though, because I didn't necessarily hate the song. It's one of the ones that was rated a little higher.
Yeah.
So, there's that going for it. But other than that, again, not a lot to say. I think there's only a couple more songs coming up that kind of, felt a little different enough. There is one particular song coming up where it, as I mentioned earlier, there's that late 80s country kind of sound that's coming up. That is coming up soon.
Yeah.
Not yet, though, because first we have to go. Wait, sorry, do you got something else?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You love this album. Don't deny, deny, deny.
I should have cut you off.
You should have.
Oh, cut your fucking tongue out. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. You're all welcome.
The double-digit song, Deny, Deny, Deny. Ah, yes, here it is. The song, the cheating song that really, truly makes me believe that the others' love songs were completely legitimate.
Yeah.
The entire thing, lyrically, is a million situations where this guy got caught. It's oh, that wasn't me. It was some other guy. The burglars in the neighborhood. Oh, the lipstick on my collar. I fell and cut my neck open. It's
caught me sneaking in the corner. Wasn't me.
Both butt naked, banging on the bathroom door, something like that. It's been a while since I heard that one too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Same premise, right?
Essentially, just one's more popular than the other. They probably came out around the same time too. That's even the freakier part.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's weird to think about. Yeah. Lyrics aside, the instrumentals of the song are playful, really kind of fun and everything like that. Nothing too overbearing. It's the kind of music someone would request after their third fishbowl.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're by yourself or with someone else, it's your third fishbowl. You're like, hey, you know what song I want to hear?
Oh my God, yeah.
The tropical feeling of I believe it's a maramba, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably one of the better parts of the track, so it's fun to hear stuff like that. Again, that tropical feel. So, hey, look at that. This song's got that going for it, despite being just a weird track to have. Song. Yeah, very sleazy.
Okay, so capital letters, first note, marimba.
Boom.
Cool. I'm into that. My shoulders took on a life of their own from the start as I'm kind of getting into it.
What the hell are you doing?
I get chained down to the chair. My shoulders.
See, I'm gone right now. I'm so gone.
So strong Jimmy Buffett vibes.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And I bet live bras fly during this song.
Yeah, and it's like the 36 triple G bras from the 70-year-olds. Right
in the head. And I'll take that resort vacation now. Thank you. That is all.
Yeah, you might as well just go on a cruise or something like that. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe not now. It's a terrible time to do it, but still.
One day.
That's all I got for deny. That's literally it.
That was it, eh? Yeah.
I don't know if I like the vocal progression in the chorus, though. Just, I don't know. Everything, I like off chords that don't sound complete, but in this case, it didn't work for me. I was just this, because everything else about the songwriting sounds more complete, but then you throw this in there, it's just just complete it. Say, deny, just bring it down rather than going up. I don't know, it felt weird to me.
Yeah.
Picky.
There's a song earlier in the album that I can't recall now, but in the chorus, it feels like it should have ended, but then they added, I think, one or two more lines after that, and I was like, it feels like it just tacked it on because you had to.
Well, I know Only America did that, or it just kept going with the ending chorus, but it just kind of throwing random phrases or repeating shorter phrases on top of it, it wouldn't stop. But we have long since passed that song.
The last thing I do, it's that one, that I'd cut out the last lines in the chorus.
Listening to this album 3 times in the last 24 hours, and I still don't really remember a whole lot about that, except I don't know, something about a truck full of gasoline. But anyway, playing with matches and truck gasoline.
Yeah.
Okay, so
listening to this album was Lucky Me.
No, stop. There you go. I knew exactly what was coming, and I spiked my audio super hard on that too.
Yeah, definitely at least 60% of the audio.
Oh, don't worry.
Audience.
Oh, don't worry. In editing, you won't even notice. You'll hear like distortion in my voice, but that's just the intensity. Lucky Me, Lonely You. More like Lucky Me for leaving and Lonely You because you're not a part of this podcast anymore.
Boo.
All right, so yeah, track number 11. Listen, the false starts are fine. There was like 2 of them.
No.
It sounds like they were at least having fun because you could hear him laughing because he kept screwing up or whatever. But you know what? I always wonder what goes into the decision to keep that as part of a song.
I do not have time for these fucking shenanigans. You just start the goddamn song.
And considering how much money they likely spent to make this album, and like how much the studio spent, I should say, like, what part of them is just like, oh yeah, these 2 bloopers, leave them in, despite the fact that like we're spending a lot of money to make the sound good. So like I'm always like curious about those decisions. I don't know.
If it's at the beginning of an album, cool. If it's like halfway through, kind of sounds weird, kind of sounds manufactured, not natural, and awkward. I didn't like it. Maybe
a little, but then I think back to songs like Suck My Kiss by the Chili Peppers, where it's like right in the beginning before the instrumentals start, he says, hell, I'm sailing, and then boom, instrumentals. But the thing is, that feels like such a natural start to that song.
It feels like it's part of the song. It's not like hard stop and then start and then a hard stop. And it's like, it feels like they purposely hard stopped it there and manipulated everything. I didn't appreciate that. It's
funny because like you can tell the vocals are separate from the instrumentals, which most recording processes are anyway.
Yeah.
Because like you can hear him screw up, and I'm not talking about if anyone's wondering, I'm talking about this song and not the Chili Peppers. You hear him like sing screw up, and then like there's a hard cut stop, like tape, like press stop type thing, like the analog big chunky stop button.
I don't like it.
It sounded a little weird, almost kind of phony, I guess. I don't know.
I didn't like it, but it does remind. Sorry, continue.
Okay, I was going to go with my other notes because, again, don't want to have to spend too much time on this.
You first.
This is the one that had like that earlier country feel for me, like that late 80s kind of thing. It was written all over it. Like I have home videotapes of like my parents listening to this like in the background type thing. Not this song, but like this style.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, that was early 90s. So, I mean, that just goes to show you if I can like connect this to that portion of my life, then I'm fine with it. Because again, I kind of like older country. I guess because I grew up on it, have more of an affinity for it. I don't know. Still not my choice to like immediately listen to, but like I can definitely put up with a song like this. I can deal with this. And it's hard to know what to say though, other than that, when like nothing else sounds or feels too different aside from like the era of sound that I've already like said, hey, this sounds cool. So this is just another song where I'm like, it's fine. I don't know what else to say.
Now, I know that we have sort of said this prior, but we don't actually talk about these things. This is the first time we're talking about these on camera. So every time you say the exact same thing that I wrote down in my notes, I hate that. I put this.
That's good. We have similar thoughts.
Get out of my head. This reminds me of the country music I listened to 25 years ago, and that's a nostalgia trip.
There you go.
I want to go to a barn party and line dance to this, and I am not sick of this album yet. Despite some certain songs, I'm actually not sick of it. Can't even speak. I'm so excited.
Me too.
At no point listening thus far did I think, when is the last song? How many do I have to go? So, I mean,
I started thinking that on song 2.
See, I was pretty okay with this, except the beginning of the song. No time for that bullshit shenanigans. Stop it. Knock it off.
I mean, yeah, I don't have much else to say for the song either, but like, at least we both agree that this has like a vintage country feel to it. But the thing is, I think that's a good thing because, we're 19 episodes in and like, we're going to have to start gelling on some shit eventually. So, I mean, like, hey, if this is one of those points, I mean, not that we haven't already, but I mean, if on this really weird album that likely you or I would have never have picked for the show.
Yeah.
The fact that we can gel on things like that and to say like, oh my God, I agree with this feeling too. Like that's cool. So shut your mouth. It's good.
Get out of my brain. They're my thoughts.
I wrote them first. Actually, there's no way to prove that.
That's it. Timestamp the document.
All right.
Yes.
So song number 12, another country ballad, I Fall. And the first note I wrote was something, something country corn. Because that joke just can't die.
Do you mind just like putting your head on the desk hard enough I can finish this without you?
I'll just sit back. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
I would have laughed so hard if you had fallen out of the chair. Because
this chair's hard to do that with. It rolls backwards.
Well, would have been hilarious because the song's called I Fall. To me, the percussion seems too perfect that it feels like program drums, but it definitely still, again, reminds me of the early 90s. Some points I'm into it, but thinking that it sounds robotic, I don't really like that too much. I like the upturn in vocals at the end of the chorus lines. I always kind of like that because I'm not used to it. So it's like still fresh to me. Now, forgive my half-assed description here, but chimes along with the of the ride gives interest and sort of gives a brightness to a seemingly solemn sounding song.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of over these ballads. D- for my attention span.
Yeah, these ballads get very tiresome very quickly. And actually, we're going to find out just how tiresome they really get. Because, well, first off, like, I have a couple of more notes, I guess. I mean, this is your one chance. If you really want me to stop and back away from this podcast now, this is the one time where I'll do it. Because you might want to say yes.
No, go ahead.
Okay, good. Oh, God. Okay, so the first note I have is the synth strings, because earlier in the album there were strings, and I think it was actually a real string section.
Yeah.
These are synth strings, and God, are they awful. They sound terrible. Even for 2001, there were better like VSTs or equipment you could have gotten back then, especially with the money they spent on this album or any of those like big time country whatever albums. So, I mean, no excuses for this horse shit. Oh, my God. So at this point, I ran out of things to say once again.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I need time to kill. So I'm going to read you a couple of hedgehog facts. Hedgehog fact number 1. Did you know that the average hedgehog has between 5,000 and 7,000 quills? You wouldn't guess it by looking at them, but yeah, there's a lot. The little hairs apparently count as quills too. Hedgehog fact number 2. There used to be such a thing as the International Hedgehog Olympic Games, simply known as IHOG. Can you tell that I'm done?
You sound drunk.
I'm not, though. That's the best part. I'm tired. I've done a lot of work today. Then I had to come back and review this album, and this is the best I can come up with. I don't care for this song. There's nothing to say. So I thought, hey, hedgehog facts are pretty cool. I'll read these and gain people's attention back.
Yep.
But no, I promise you, no, I'm not drunk.
I'm actually kind of curious about this IHOG thing?
IHOG, yes.
IHOG. Is it kind of like how like on YouTube people will set up like Marble Olympics? Is it like
the marble races. It might be. I didn't really look into it. I literally just quickly typed out hedgehog facts. Well, because I was writing my notes for this song at the time, and I was like, I got to get this done.
That's the most interesting thing that you have said this whole time. You have no more information for me.
Well, I do know that they had like they have floor races. They had like dashes or something like that. They had some cool sounding sports, but I'm going to have to look up some videos or something.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Oh my God. You can just tell how done I am with this album by now, just because, like, if I can get to song 12 and tell you hedgehog facts, oh my God.
So the next song, Every River.
I suppose we should move on. Yeah.
Moving on.
Every river should have a hedgehog race.
Oh my God.
Though it's a country song, something about the first, I think, 8 seconds of this song kind of reminds me of like some 90s contemporary rock type feel songs. Like things I've heard before. It kind of reminds me of like a few Collective Soul tracks I've heard in the past. Like, not specifically like sound directly like, but it kind of gave me like the World I Know vibes, if you know what song that is.
100%.
I would assume you would. So I can at least appreciate that. Like, I'm not super into that particular sound, but I do like it enough. And so as brief as it is, I like that. Here's where I get nitpicky again. You can tell I'm just running out of things to say. I don't like how they say the word mountain in the chorus. He's like, mountain. There's
my God,
T.
yes.
Like,
Yes.
I actually spelled it MOUN''N.
Yep.
Nitpicky, but it bothered me enough to write a note about it.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, with the chorus or just the hook overall in the song, quite honestly, one of the weakest hooks on the entire album. So this song just falls relatively flat, but I mean, not the flattest I graded.
First listen, I hated it, but it does have a little bit of charm if you keep listening to it. This should have been the last song. I think it would have been fine after this.
I suppose, yeah.
Like just in comparison of how the last song actually goes, I think this should have been switched for sure. If you try, you could probably sing Margaritaville to this. I found a couple vocal progressions kind of leading my brain into that song. So I just started singing it anyways.
Yeah.
But to me, it sort of sounds like a repackaging of a previous song.
That sounds like a lot of songs on this album. As I said, like everything kind of blends after a while. So I mean, that's why I ran out of things to say very quickly. I'm just like, even on things I like what am I supposed to compliment on now that I've already said this like 2 or 3 times? I like the slide guitar. The marimbas, when they happen, are cool, even though it's like once or twice.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, just, I don't know. I failed to see the charm even on my third listen because I was just like, I don't know. There's nothing else to say that's new or interesting that I haven't already said.
I get that. Well, I got nothing else, so I mean, I'm kind of right there with you.
All right, so we'll go on to the final song, number 14, See Jane Dance.
Okay. Now, Kris, I know wild guess you are not going to know any of this, but for anybody listening that is a country fan or has heard the song No News by Lone Star, this is the same fucking song. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Like different topic, but these were my notes.
See John Dance.
Reminds me of No News by Lone Star. I like that Lone Star song a lot. I can't get over how much I just want to listen to that song. Listen to both of them. They sound very similar. Like obviously the I guess not, I don't know how to describe it. Obviously not a guitar player, musician. I don't know if it's the chord progression that's sort of the same, if it's the vocals, I don't fucking know, but there's a lot of similarities, and love that Lone Star song way more. This song doesn't feel like a last track unless the point is to like make people feel like they're in limbo, kind of, because it kind of picks up a little now and then it's over. And I hate
Send them home energetic. I don't know.
Yeah, I hated that. And then
specifically if your name is Jane.
Wait, is this about an exotic dancer? That's not very country. And that was it.
I don't know. They might. It's about women stripping. It's a sexual theme again. So
exotic dancer.
Oh, ooh. So maybe they're not stripping. They just look sexy.
Yeah, going to Barcelona and everything. But
I do have a note about that too, and I'll get to that in a bit because like I have a few notes about it. So the first off. I'm assuming that there's like in the beginning you hear this like this choppy random panning kind of like clavinet sound. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's a clavinet anyways. That's fine. Something slightly different. But unfortunately doesn't last too long. So once again, interest kind of dwindles a little bit. There's a bit of interesting energy going into this one. Still nothing to get too excited about. You see, I'm just at this point I'm taking things I've already said and just adding different words because I don't know what to say. But here's something new to say. So we talked about how this song is about an exotic dancer. This girl goes to a bar. She's celebrating her college graduation and all that kind of stuff. And she gets up on the bar, loses her inhibition, and she does whatever. Something about a 46 and 48-year-old pair of dudes at the time of this release, that's how old they were. I had to actually look that part up. Oh, wow. 46 and 48 respectively, talking about a college graduate in her leopard underpants. Calling it underpants was awkward as shit too.
Yeah.
Leopard underpants, see Jane dance. It's just the whole thing. A concept is super uncomfortable and weird. Like, listen, I don't shit on age gaps in relationships. That's fine. Do whatever you want. If you're in love, you're in love. But I mean, there's something because they just like went to this bar to ogle this college girl. Feels really weird to me. I don't know. I mean, I'm 32 and I don't go ogle college girls, so I mean, like it just that much weirder to me. But again, this whole thing just blends more or less. Nothing really stands out, and I don't know what else to say.
I'd rather listen to No News by Lone Star, and I encourage everyone to do so. I did not hate this album, but this song being so close to a song that I already enjoy, I like that one way more. I feel
I'm probably wrong about this, but I feel like this would have been the catalyst to give the song a better score just because it reminded you of something that you like. That's probably not the case, but I'm just saying, like, in my mind, that would make sense.
Yeah, no, because it's like the chocolate you really like, and then No Name or like a house brand. It's like, sure, it's chocolate, sure, you know, they're comparable, but there's just something about that one that just nothing compares to it. So, but yeah, that's really all I got. But I do encourage you to listen to both of them and be just as outraged as I am.
Fair enough that you want people to listen to another song, because I don't remember how many times I told people to listen to Dead Goon by Mr. Bungle in our Mr. Bungle episode. So yes, go ahead, listen to Lone Star and listen to Dead Goon by Mr. Bungle.
Wrong audience, but all right.
It's a little country. You might like it. It's a little crazy country. Okay.
Oh my god.
But yes, oh my god. Unlike the last episode where it took over 2 hours to do, we are at the end of the album. Oh my god.
Quick.
If you're a country fan, chances are you're not going to listen to Nine Inch Nails, but I'm just saying that was an intensely long episode.
That was a doozy.
The longest we've ever done. Okay, well, you're drinking anyways, but that means it's fine. We're at the end of the episode. Everything's good. We can get into the song rankings, but before we do that, you've clearly listened this far into the episode. Hopefully that means you're enjoying it. Maybe you have something to say about it, so like, subscribe, comment. Any one of those three things. Better yet, all of those three things. Again, help build a platform, and because now you're more informed of our opinions, maybe you can say something about it yourself. And of course, audio listeners, like, subscribe, comment, follow, rate, anything you can do, please do. We want you to be a part of this too. And trust me, I check all the time just in case there are audio comments, so it's not like you can make a comment on something and I won't see it. Trust me, I do like a lot of the distribution for this podcast, so I see it on Spotify, Apple, CastBox, whatever the hell we are, like, just... Trust me, I check everywhere.
Is that why none of those comments say, hey, Savannah's the best? Because you see them first and you just yeet those right out?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I am so suspicious now.
No, that's unfair. No. Shut up. Okay, diverting topic. Going to song rankings now. Get Savannah's mind off things. Okay, so yeah, song rankings above our head. Boom, there. Screen has just changed. That means we can tell you the order of songs from least favorite to kind of least favorite.
Yes. Or least favorite to I like this song, in my case.
Nick, if you're still listening, I apologize. This is not a personal attack on you or your tastes. This is my own personal preference. I know you strongly disagree. Please let me know why, though. Go ahead and comment on it, please.
Oh, hell yeah. Rate our ratings.
Yeah, just do it, because, I mean, I know there's a lot of country fans out there who are going to be like, now listen here, you son of a bitch. They don't necessarily have the accent, but, I mean, I'm going by stereotypes because that's what most country music does.
Yeah.
Okay, song rankings. It's time. Let me just scroll down my list here. Perfect. No secret, number 14, I Fall.
When she's gone, because she fell.
And she can't get up.
Nope.
She should have had Life Alert. So number 13, When She's Gone, She's Gone.
Go West.
Go Adam West.
Yeah.
I almost wrote Adam, actually. Because I was saying it, so like my brain's just like, write it.
Do it.
Number 12, The Long Goodbye.
I Fall.
Oh, and also, if you hadn't noticed, I don't care if we match on anything on this. That's why I didn't say anything. I was just like, let's just do this.
I am curious, though. but I'm not going to say anything because I'm not too optimistic.
I'm very hit or miss on one.
Yeah?
I don't think there's going to be any, but there's like a 40% chance of one.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's see.
So number 11, Go West. See, look, we're so tight to this.
Yep. See Jane Dance.
See Jane Dance. He says it in a really creepy low voice too. I think that's what adds to more of that old man staring at young girl thing that kind of creeps me out a little bit.
I never thought of that till now, and I still just like that other song better. So this just adds a little bit more motivation.
You posted on the social medias about how much you love that song, then.
Oh, I will. I've always have.
Number 10, Every River.
Every River, baby.
Oh, there it is. There's that 40% chance I nailed.
Oh yeah.
Every River. That's not the one I thought we were going to match on, but I'm looking at the list here. There's potential for a few more.
Optimism.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Number 9, All in America.
The Long Goodbye.
You know, the Queens of the Stone Age have I'm wearing their sweater, by the way. There's the logo. They have a song called The Long, Slow Goodbye, and I can tell you, it's much better.
Slower.
That song was on Lullabies to Paralyze, if I'm not mistaken. Good album. I just need to kill time while I was writing that name down. Okay, so song number 8, See Jane Dance.
Unloved.
Like this album. What? No, anyway. Such a dick. Number 7, Good Girls Go to Heaven.
Good girls go to heaven.
Wow, we got 2.
Wow.
If this beats Eagles, I'm going to cry, but it won't, though. It won't. It actually can't.
All right.
Good girl, go heaven. Okay, I can speak. Number 6, The Last Thing I Do.
Lucky me, lonely you.
Lucky me, lonely you. And she's like, please leave me alone. He's like, no, lucky me. No, I'm not going to get into that.
Moving on.
Fuck this.
Loopy.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work today.
Yeah.
And then like I had to come back, make sure I completely reviewed this album. We're recording this now. I'm tired, okay?
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm gonna still point it out, but it's fine.
No, that's I don't even care. Number 5, Ain't Nothing About You.
My heart is lost to you.
My dang heart.
So give it back. I need to live.
How about Kiss My Ass? Pleasant.
No.
Okay, this is the last song I think we can match on. Number 4, Deny. Go ahead, finish it.
Deny. Number 4. That is fucked up.
We got 3 matches on an album that we've never even really been familiar with. Number 3, Unloved.
Only in America.
Only in America.
I want that Chevy truck.
Number 2, My Heart Is Lost to You.
The Last Thing I Do. Stop doing the accent because I'm mimicking it now.
Last Thing I Do. My number 1 is Lucky Me, Lonely You.
Ain't Nothing About You. There's a lot of yous in these titles.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't talk about me so much. Oh wait, sorry, what was your number 1? I wrote down mine instead. Oops.
Ain't Nothing About You.
There it is. Okay, I wrote down Lucky Me, Lonely You because I was like saying it.
Every time I read Ain't Talking About You, I think of that Toby Keith song, and I don't remember what it's called, but he's like, I'm talking about me, I want to talk about whatever. I'm sure Nick knows the song, but that's what it reminds me of anyways.
I was this close in my brain at that point of letting you finish, but in editing, literally just cutting you off halfway and going right to the album ranking screen.
You know what? If you want it, you want it. It's up to you. Editor's choice.
We will see when I get there. Like, actually, if I did decide on that, this part's not even in, so, like, whatever. But I guess I should leave this in because I have to, throw back to the audience for another minute. Those are our song rankings. What do you think about those? Do you agree, disagree? Again, let us know. Comments down below, social media, let us know. But I think the most important part's coming up now, the album rating, hence what we do with this entire podcast in the first place, the main feast. So if you'll give me, it'll take you a second, but it'll take me a few minutes to get the screen ready so that way we can go ahead and rate a record. So let's do this. Alrighty then, here we are. Album rating time, Brooks and Dunn, Steers and Stripes. We just spent about an hour talking about it, so now it's about time that we go ahead and rate the record.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where could this possibly end up? I don't personally think anywhere too pleasant. So off camera, I did tell Savannah that I didn't tell her what my score was. She didn't tell me what hers was, but I did say I think there was going to be like an 8% differential. Like that's how like serious I was about like we might be close but not close enough type thing. I don't know.
Yeah. You first though. I'd like you to go first this time.
Well, now if I can only... I gotta open my calculator back up because I just realized my notes aren't on my screen, so I can't even see my score, but it should be in the calculator.
Oh.
Okay, I got it. Yep, we're good.
Excellent.
So, I mean, if you couldn't notice, which I don't know how you would miss it, I wasn't particularly fond of this album. Some decent tracks, some okay moments, everything's fine, but unfortunately, my very first F tier album at 46.42%.
You are incredibly close with your prediction.
Oh.
You are okay. What was that? You said 46, right? So
I'm 46 and a total of 8% differential.
You were off by 11. I had 57.86. I don't mind country music at all. I think the only time that I don't like it is sort of that newer bro country. But the stuff in the 90s, you know, listening to Winona Judd, Trisha Yearwood, you know, even Reba McEntire or Travis Tritt, super into it, super down. But the newer you go, the less I'm into it. So you're lucky that I didn't mind this one at all. So,
oh well, I guess so. I mean, yeah, I guess you did well with your scoring, didn't you? I mean, well-ish. It's still like, you know, D tier column, but
yeah.
But speaking of D tier,
I saved it out of F. I saved it out of F.
Yeah, apparently you did. And I was honestly kind of hoping we'd have our first. Sorry, Nick. But yeah, according to my math here and according to our scores, I'm not certain where Weezer and Guster fall, but this ended up being 52.14%, so it does make it down to the D- column of our tier list. A little on the brutal side, I'll admit, but at the same time, I mean, like, what can I say? As I said in the beginning, like, I'm not super huge on country music. I gave this the best possible shot I think I could have given it. Mm-hmm. So sorry that I F-tiered it, but hey, at least it didn't actually end up in the F tier.
So you said, what was the average? 52?
Yeah, it was a 52.14.
Weezer was 51 even.
Oh, okay.
And I'm taking a look now, and Guster was 57.5.
I screwed up then on something because I'm also looking at the Instagram post for the Weezer thing, and it says D- tier at 58%. So something. Oh my god! Because mine says 58% for Weezer, yours says 44, and I think I just accidentally threw in 58. So yes, that means that this album is better than Weezer's Ratitude.
Woo! I'm into it.
Oh
hell yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
I guess so, because you hated Weezer's album more than I disliked this one.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you have it. I mean, not the prettiest score in the world, but at the very least, it's D- and not like an F+ or something like that, you know?
Yeah, we stuck the hands in the water and pulled you out. You weren't drowning. But then we just left you and didn't see if you needed help.
Yeah, we kind of like left you right on the ledge of the water instead of actually like, you know, putting you back on land.
Yeah, like you can breathe. You're still good, but you know, you're not at the bottom of the pool, which is good.
Once again, I'd just like to say, Nick, I apologize for really trashing the album. I know you obviously like it because you requested it. Keep loving it. That doesn't mean I'm right about anything that I've said today. That's just my own opinion. So hope you're still having fun. That's all I can really say about that. I feel like I have to apologize because it's like a requested album. If it wasn't requested, I'd just be like, well, we buried it.
Yeah.
But no, I want you to know, no hard feelings, nothing personal, nothing at all.
Yep.
But guess what? You've made it. Not just you, Nick, but I don't even know if you're still watching at this point. You probably hate us by now. But anyone else who made it to this long through the episode, thank you very much for watching. You must like what we're doing to make it this far. So make sure, again, hit that like button, subscribe button, leave some comments, let us know about our rankings, ratings, our thoughts on the album? What are your thoughts on the album? Please let us know. Audio World, you too. Like, subscribe, rate, follow, comment, whatever you can do. We will get in touch with you as well, but you got to do it first, obviously. Mm-hmm. And of course, you can let us know what you think too on social media: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Rate the Record Podcast, Twitter at Rate the Record. And you can also just say hi, send us requests, do anything like that. We are here for you.
Yeah. Comment on this video and just be like, this was trash. The one before was better. And you know what? Do that on every single video. The engagement, chef's kiss.
You just read my mind. This video's trash. The last one was better because it was literally my favorite album. Well, I mean, on the scale of things in the show, Mr. Bungle was, but in my real life, I know in my heart of hearts that Year Zero is my favorite album.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I guess, but it doesn't really matter.
I have too many favorite albums to really pick one.
Essentially. Although you'll never S-tier any of them because apparently you're just not like that.
I'm addicted.
Anyway, just before we let you go, that is, we do like to give a little hint of what to expect in the next episode. And yes, of course, there's definitely going to be one, so long as you don't hate us too much.
Yeah.
So for next week, you'll remember for episode 10, we used a randomizer to pick out the album Easy Wonderful by the band Guster. You can go check that episode out if you want. So we used the randomizer again. And we expected to get some, another kind of no-name indie project and just kind of, dig into that a little bit. Boy, were we wrong and surprised. Because instead of that no-name potential indie type thing, big clue, and that's fine. We have an artist who practically defined folk music.
Big name.
I don't think you can miss it. You could throw, a dart from space to the world and likely you'll hit that name.
Yeah.
That's a very obvious clue. You might already know who it is, but you know what? That's fine. You got to wait a whole week to hear about it anyways. Even if you know who it is, you don't know the album. So there's that too.
Keep you on your toes.
Exactly. So until then, we'll say thank you once again for watching the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again next time. Until then, go listen to some awesome music, especially if you happen to like this album, just because I didn't. And we will see you again next week. So take care, friends.
Bye-bye.